Hello, good evening. I keep trying to record during the daytime to have natural light, but it doesn't work out because it's so nice to be outside when the sun is shining. Anyway, welcome to week 5 of Yoga Nidra, classes of 8, series 1. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different to open. I've been inspired by an awesome movie on Prime, if you have Amazon Prime. There's an older movie, it's like 2014. I remember seeing it ages ago, and I was like, oh yeah, this is amazing stuff. It's called Emotion 2.0. So if you get a chance, check that out. I think it's a couple hours, not even long. But I'm just going to review some things that we can do to connect with our hearts, and more importantly, to tap our own body's healing capabilities, much like we do in Yoga Nidra. Subconsciously, we're working on the subconscious mind in Yoga Nidra. That's the beauty of it. It's that it's a guided journey. We sit down, we relax, and we go through these particular stages. When we write the scripts, teachers like myself, we write the scripts so that we take you through the brainwave states. And there's a reason it seems a little repetitive sometimes, because it's the sequencing that brings us into those states so that we can get to the subconscious mind and actually affect changes and tap into the body's ability to heal and manifest and do this incredible stuff, as we are capable, all of us are capable of doing, because we're energetic beings in an energy-based world. So we need to remember that, all of us, especially at a time like this. So I'm just going to go over some basic things that we can do. And again, you can see them. They were inspired from this video. I've been aware of some of them. I might add a little bit. You might be familiar with some of them, but like myself, most of us, repetition is the best way to learn anything, because we forget, especially in the world that we're in right now, loaded down with information and bombarded by so much stuff. So first of all, so let's talk about muscle testing. So there's a belief, probably knowledge, we see it in massage, I understand this a bit better now. The pain that we hold is usually trapped emotion that we haven't processed. And sometimes, often, it can be from childhood or ages ago, and we're just running these subconscious programs. One of my very favorite, I've been studying a lot of his stuff pretty in depth and doing a lot of his meditations, Dr. Joe Dispenza, because he's doing phenomenal work the last while. Like, he's bridging neuroscience and meditations, and he's getting incredible results. Like, it's on my list to go to one of his retreats because it's just so incredible. I've been doing a lot of his meditations very intensively for the past year, at least, for sure, but over the past few years, and it's allowing me to make some big transitions, of course, with Yoga Nidra as well. And the important thing to note is, all of us are different. We respond to different things. So this is why never get upset. I never get upset if people aren't interested in Yoga Nidra. People have a hard time lying down. They don't want to just listen, but we're all different. We respond to different things. We respond to different things at different times, in different situations. So it's important that we have, build a toolkit of self-care. This is why, massage is a great passive way, the power of gentle, loving touch, right? For me as a massage therapist, this is sometimes people, I want pressure, I want hard pressure. And it's like, well, it's mostly important touch. Like, we can release a lot, reset the nervous system with just gentle touch and just allowing space to let go of the stuff that we hold on to, right? And this is what manifests in the body. So anyway, we're talking about muscle testing. So this is really cool. I've seen a couple variations of this. So you can do linked fingers here, and it's basically yes or no answers, right? My name is Doris. My name is Pam, right? So they pull apart. This is one way. The other way for emotional things, let me adjust this, and you'll see this in the video, we'll just test for love and fear. Like, you'll get a feeling for this. So elbow close to the body, not held, but loose, so and then the idea is you want to hold strong, but not affected. So, we can push here, here, wherever. So when we say love, it holds out, it locks out, we're strong. When we say fear, I'm not doing this purposely, like try it for yourself, right? You see the arm starts to go down. This is our own body telling us. This is the intuition, the intelligence of our own body that tells us. Again, in this video, and I'll be sharing because I've recorded it and I've tried it myself, again, more recently, to process particular feelings to help identify and move through them. And so there's also a process to clear. So that's some basic muscle testing that you can try. And of course, there's more in-depth stuff that you can learn. But again, check out the video. I'll probably be sending out more information as well, breaking it down, adding it into a program. But again, we can do a nice reset using clearing the energy lines. Once again, some of the stuff that we do in meditation, I purposely write into the scripts, right? A lot of focus on chakras, the energy, right? It's energy, moving energy, clearing energy blockages, emotional blockages. Even in massage, intentional. I'm very intentional in my treatments, and this is a lot of times like the magic, I think, of what happens, right? Because I focus love and energy intentionally, loving energy into treatments when I'm doing them. So it almost doesn't really matter what I'm doing. It's a lot of that intention that is what people react to, in my honest opinion, right? Personal belief. I've been doing it for 10, 11 years now. And I think, at the end of the day, massage is really great because it's passive. It's a really great way to just let go of stuff, right? Especially when we're really wound up, because we get frazzled and we forget all of this other great stuff and tools that we have. So it's simple, the simplest, fastest way. Just make an appointment, you show up. And by the end of it, you're reset, right? Yoga Nidra, same thing. You cultivate the practice because it gets easier. In tonight's Yoga Nidra, I'll be talking about the history of yoga. And it's not just a practice. It's not the physical moving through these asanas, right? It's a way of life. It's a way of integrating ourselves, our mind, our body, our heart and mind, right? There's intelligence in both. Yes, maybe we've heard this before, but, and then the connection, right? We connect with our source, which connects us with the greater source, universal source, God, whatever that power is. And again, yoga talks about that. It's not particular religion, it's just about spirituality and respecting that connection and cultivating that connection. That's why we have these practices, so that we can survive and thrive, right? Because it's about thriving. Even in a time like this, if our cells are happy and we're healthy, you won't get struck with viruses, or your body can take care of these things. When we're afraid and worried, we shut down, the cells shut down. Of course, there's going to be illness, there's going to be pain in the body. Of course, it's challenging. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about 95% of who we are is a subconscious program, especially as we get older, especially if we haven't had a chance to learn how to clear these blockages, right? These days, most of us, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I go to the doctor, he gives me a pharmaceutical. It just causes more chaos in the body. The cells get crazy, and oftentimes it's worse. Like, look at a lot of the side effects. They look worse than the treatment, in my opinion. Like, I'm thankfully not on meds, and I'm so thankful that I found this path of healthy practices, right? Get out and walk in the sunshine. Mind what you're eating. Like, if you're feeling crappy, eat more colors of the rainbow. Again, in this video, they talk about if you're struggling with anxiety or depression or just feeling down, like chop up some pineapple and orange slices and eat that. Within 72 hours, physiologically, your body will react. These are fruits that are loaded up with sunshine, right? Get outside, go for a walk when you're feeling bad. Any negative emotion, how do you disperse that? Maybe it's not always possible, but if we were to do these things, instead of popping a pill or having that drink of wine, again, for some people, if we're tied into a job and you're not able to do that, this is why you would practice Yoga Nidra weekly. Maybe that's what works, what you're able to do. Or you layer these in so that you feel better, right? Anyway, so the muscle testing. Again, there's a whole sequence. I'm not going to go through it all right now, but one of the ways that talk about clearing stored energy, trapped emotions, is by clearing the the governing meridian, which is the main channel, the main energetic channel that feeds all the other meridians. So it clears literally everything in the body. So you would identify if you need to do some clearing. So the basics is you can use your fingers, and they suggest perhaps you can use a magnet as well. But fingers will work. So start from the lips and up over the head, down the spine to the tailbone, right? So you want to do that a few times. Try it with me. Okay, you don't have to touch, mess up your hair, but intentionally, right? And see, can you feel that energy? You know, I'm starting to get to the point where I get tingly, right, when I'm doing things like this. Oh. It's almost time for Nidra. All right, but do that a few times. And then again, the process, you can test. Have I cleared any of that trapped negative energy? You know, my arm's holding strong, so probably good. You know, or this way, have I cleared it? Is there anything else? It should be no. But anyway. So let me take a look. So again, a lot of these, really, they seem so simple. You know, eating oranges, or not oranges, lemons as well, another sunshine fruit, right? One of the fellows in this video again talks about the anti-ions or bile. You can actually reset your liver by doing like a 90-day drinking 1 cup of lemon juice a day. It's a lot of lemon juice, but it actually, you know, it has all that good stuff and will rebuild the whole liver. So if you're suffering from these things, why wouldn't you try, why wouldn't you try this? It seems a lot better than pharmaceuticals to me. Again, I'm sure I'm preaching to, to the choir, but again, always good to review because we forget a lot of these things, and that it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be so terrible and hard, right? This life can be joyous and good. And the more that we build these self-care practices, the better our life is. And the better our individual lives are, and the more people who do these things, the better our world will be. And we're at a big shift right now, so we need people to get on board. We need people to understand this and to take responsibility and do these things. So hopefully you're teaching your kids especially respond to a lot of these things. You can build them into play, right? Clearing some of this stuff, right? They'll do that with you probably. Talk about Pono. This song is another. I just played a little clip earlier. It's basically for 4 phrases. It's a Hawaiian tradition, really great to resolve any conflict or held emotion as well. It's basically, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And you would say it repeatedly. So you do it as a chant. I found a really cool song. I'll send it to you in the link as well. Just listening to it, I started crying. I don't know, most of you may be aware, I'm in the midst of some pretty major transition. That's the green room. And it's involving family, so it's really emotional. So I'm definitely, thank God, I'm rooted in these practices, right? I uprooted my life. I've moved out of my home of 10 or 11 years, out of a city that I was in for 20 or 25 years. I basically, decided to start over and fresh again. And in the meantime, my parents asked for help, and I love them dearly and want to help them. They've always been great to me, so I come along. But, there's family stuff. And I was obviously worried, and there's still times it's scary transition for them. For me, a little bit emotional moments, but thankfully I have these ways to clear, and it's making a huge difference. If you follow me on Instagram, you see I post a lot of outdoor pictures, pretty much because daily I do sanity walks. I get out into the sun, the air, and move. I've definitely learned that for sure. As soon as I'm not feeling great, I got to move, right? Either a workout or try to get out. Thankfully, my job is fairly physical, and that's part of why I love doing massage, why I love that work that I do. because it makes me literally feel good, like sending all that loving intention into people while I'm working with them helps me to feel really good. And again, it's energy, because we're energetic beings. It makes a difference. I just want to review my notes. I'm running a bit long here, but I'm just really, really passionate about this. I really want more people to know this. I'm really happy I have an opportunity to share this. I think many of you will know this, even tapping. I don't know, some of you might know that as well. The emotional freedom technique is a technical term. There is an actual process. Again, this is great for emotional blockages. So it's tapping energy points in the body, right? These are the main ones. Typically, you'd do like 7, right? Rounds of 7 to 10, like taps, and then rounds of all of the points, right? And there's actual therapists working with this, clearing energy, right? So this is without the need for medication, pharmaceuticals, nasty side effects. I mean, why not? It's worth a shot. What's the worst that happens? Nothing changes, right? All right. Anyway, so hopefully you've tried some of that. Mostly I wanted to do this. Feel that energy. Settle down, because we're going to get into the Yoga Nidra next. Hope you're feeling better. Hope you're staying sane. Enjoying the spring weather coming. And we'll be into the Yoga Nidra next, okay?